All right, everyone. Today is the 22nd of August, and this is our team training call. And we've got one more week until the VIP phase is kind of come to a close. I believe we've got about a week. So this is like the greatest week to really begin moving forward. And what I wanted to do with this call is I brought Pete and I brought Dave on the phone because some of you have not met Dave. And Dave Kosack is one of my best buddies, really, and one of my confidants. And he's probably the guy that I go to the most when I need perspective on things in this industry, because he's been in this industry since, Dave, 16 years old is when you first came on board in the home business industry, something like that. And then you became a top income earner. You were a company owner. And then you said, hey, I'd rather be out there helping people. So you sold your company, went back out into the field, and to be able to work with everyone. And every business you've ever been in, you've been pretty much right at the top, number one guy. And I just want people to hear from you, why are you coming in to Pruvit? What has been your excitement? And then also just say a hot hello. And I'll tell you this, there is probably Dave is probably the most genuine person I've ever met. Biggest heart, loves people, and that's why we probably get along so well, because we have such common values and goals in life. And I want people to meet Dave because I want you guys to know that we're here to help you guys and to help you lead. So I want Dave to share for a little bit, and then we're going to talk about how to kickstart this whole week and get us moving really, really quick. And then I'd like Pete also for you to chime in at that point too. But hey, Dave. So man, tell me more. Tell us all over here on the call. Tell us more about why you're looking at this. You've been in this industry for a long time. Why have you been looking at this, and what have you been seeing within the growth of our team? I know we were just talking about that for a few minutes.
Well, Tony, thank you for those really kind words. I really appreciate it. And guys, if you haven't met Tony, Tony is just solid gold. He's got a heart of gold, and he is so much fun to work with. And Tony, if he sees something in the industry that's not right, he's not afraid to speak up, and that's what I love about you, because there's a lot of stuff out there. It's never been more crowded than it is right now in the market space of internet marketing, affiliate products, and companies, and all of that. And how I got started here, I was not looking for Pruvit at all, but our friend Pete Delmonico, who's on the line, who's an absolute industry leader, he posted a picture, and he proved it. And it wasn't one of those before and after pictures with his shirt off, and he said, look at me and look what I've done. No, I think he was probably in a sports jacket or a tuxedo. I have to look back at Facebook to see this. But he posted an anniversary picture of him and his lovely wife, and it was, I know that he has not been married for more than 2 years. Pete, you can come out and give the details later, but he posted this picture about 6 weeks ago, and I looked at him like, what is going on with this? Did he Photoshop that? Because he looks 10 years younger than when I had lunch with him in San Diego about a year ago. And I sent him a private message. And I said, Pete, what are you doing, man? You look 10 years younger. And he started laughing, and he said, just call me. And I called him, and he told me about this experimental prototype product that was very lucky to be one of the first people to test. He said, Dave, it's amazing. He said the fat loss, the weight loss has been a side effect. What's really amazing is how I feel in my head. And I'm like, what is it? And he said the word ketogenic. He said the word keto, and he had me at keto. I was already done because I experienced that in my own family here. My wife went on one of those ketogenic diets about 2 years ago and competed against about 2,000 women from around the world in a 90-day body transformation challenge. And she got in the top 10 due to being in keto from all this. So I was like, wow. But I knew it's a very difficult diet to really, maintain or to really get into the therapeutic dose of a healthy keto. Most people just can't do it. They drop off. But when Pete told me, he goes, we actually have a product that can do this in less than an hour, and we could show it to you. We can prove it. I said, I'm in. And at that point, I was a product guy. I was just, send me the product. I want to do it because I was building other projects. Really wasn't looking to build a company because I was already building a company. And then this thing's amazing. I just shared it with a couple people. I shared it with about 6 friends, and they all just said, wow. And then, Tony, I don't even remember exactly how I told you about it. I said something about Pete, my friend, and, it wasn't like I was trying to even have you look at it. You just start saying, well, what is this? And then you start talking about, well, maybe I should talk to my dad about this because he's a chiropractor, and, my dad's a chiropractor. Maybe they should make sure it's safe and all that. So the reason I'm here, guys, is because of the product. This product, I can look anyone right in the eye and say, whether or not there's a income opportunity attached to this, if it was sold at Walmart, I would be telling my family and friends to go to Walmart and get on this product. It's that good. And it just happens to be connected to an amazing marketing system. People that are behind this with the funnels that are coming up, it's a very, very, very bright future. So, Tony, I could go on and on about this, but I think what we should probably be focusing on is where are we at right now? And what I see is I just want to congratulate this team because I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, and I just turned 42. So all I've ever done is network marketing and direct sales. I have never seen a team of such professionals come together and grow this fast. So I just want to really tell you guys I'm so proud and grateful for all of you guys for your teamwork. I haven't seen any drama here. This is amazing. This is like a really, really cool group, and I'm not used to something growing this fast and having zero glitches, except we had a little bit of a problem keeping up with demand of product, and I think that's a great thing, personally, because now that we're past it, we can look back and go, that was actually kind of fun. That's kind of a great story to have. So, Tony, I'm going to pass it back over to you.
Awesome. And Dave, just real quickly, I remember we were having a conversation one day, and I know you've had other projects on your plate, and then you just woke up one day and you just saw this, and we got to talking, and you went, oh my gosh, this thing is really taking off. And that's when we kind of had that epiphany, like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen, because you always know how good of a business is when all of the conversations are all about the product and hardly anything about the business. And I think that was like, wouldn't you say, Dave, that was like our epiphany? Like, we woke up when we realized that all of our conversations have been about the product, and everybody and all the team, all of their conversations have been about the product. And that's when we kind of like went, we really, really have got to really just get fully engaged in this and say, let's just go for it. And I think that was like the first week we started seeing everything happen, and then it was like the second week, that's when we just said, like, hey, hold the phone on everything else. Let's just focus here.
Without a doubt. Yeah, and, having conversations with Pete throughout the week, and he's telling me this stuff. He's like, guys, this is just crazy how, I think Pete's team grows by double digits every single day. And that is got to be so cool to experience. And we're just right behind him. This is just something that I know there's several people on this phone that still haven't even tried the product, that are, just now getting their product and just now being able to test it out and to feel those ketones going through their bloodstream. It's amazing. So, hey, Pete, if we can pull you out for a minute, can you share with everyone, because you were one of those lucky dogs that you got to test the product way back. Can you tell the team here what happened for you and why you're here?
Sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming to the call. Love my new friend, Tony. Just inspiration and just an incredible guy. Yeah, Dave and I, we've been friends for quite a while. We never really got to work together before. He'd call me with something, and I'd be like, nah. And then I'd call him with something, and he'd be like, yeah. But he just saw my picture on Facebook. I wasn't promoting this or anything. And he just said, dude, how'd you get so thin? I know, we had lunch, and, no offense, but you weren't that thin. And I said, I've been drinking this keto product. And the moment the word keto came out of my mouth, he said, excuse me? My wife loves keto, Bryn. And I said, well, let me shoot you some info. So that's how we got started. How I got started was a couple of years ago. I met Rutherford and Michael Beal, and they're our upline guys. And I just loved the energy they had. They had a new perspective. Mike Rutherford's not really even a network marketer. He was really successful at a fax service company, and it happened to be that me and him crossed paths, and I really liked the guy. He doesn't live too far away. So they had kept me in the loop about the product for probably 8 months. I would ask them, hey, what's the deal with the keto thing? Is it coming out? And they'd say, well, we're sampling it. You can't get any yet. And I just happened to call him one day, and I said, hey, what's going on? He said, dude, you can order today. And I said, oh, no way. So I ordered, and he said, well, thanks for ordering, but I'm actually going to be in San Diego. I'll come down and see you, and I'll bring you one, and you can try it. So he came down, and the moment I drank it, I liked the taste of it, and I just sat back, and about 3 minutes later he said, what's going on in there, Pete? And I said, I don't know, I feel really good. And he said, you've probably never been in ketosis before. And I said, I don't think I have, because this is a really cool feeling. And then we chatted for a few minutes, and then I went in the bathroom and did the test strip, and it was nice purple color, which made me feel great. And he left me a couple more. And the next day I had the keto, and I bought a breakfast at a restaurant with eggs and bacon. And I just felt like the most amazing day. Like I just felt incredible all day. And I still held back a little bit because, I'm leery of telling people about stuff until it works, which, is fine. Some people are like that, some aren't, About 2 weeks later, I was down 15 pounds. And Mike called me. He said, how you feeling now? I said, bro, this stuff is incredible. My belly's gone. And he said, well, wait till you're on it a little bit longer, because at that point he was down, I think, over 30 pounds. So he said, why don't you get on the phone and tell a few people about it? I said, I think it's time to do that. So it was a Friday afternoon. Talked to 4 people. 3 of them tried it. The next day, I think I called 8. It was a Saturday, just like today. Called about 8 people. Like 6 of them were willing to try it. And then the next day was Sunday, which normally I don't work at all on Sunday really. And he just, he said, Pete, why don't you work today? And even the CEO said, hey, Pete, why don't you work today? You're on a little bit of a roll. So I actually had a really, really great Sunday, tied a bow on the weekend, made a bunch of money that weekend, got a few, and I think the first 10 people I called, I just wanted to help them lose weight. Like these guys are saying, it's really not been about the comp plan or the money so much. It's really been about the mission, just to help people. And the thing for me is, like, I've done good in this industry, and I've had a lot of fun. But the moment I realize that I'm not doing the most cutting edge, most, in my opinion, the most cutting edge, the most, amazing thing out there, then I just, I don't want to do it anymore. So, when this came around and I realized that this really is the best way to eat, this really is a product that is revolutionary, and I get to work with Michael and Brian Rutherford and them, because frankly, I was getting a little bit, not lazy, but I was just getting a little bit bored, to be honest with you, with what I was doing. And, I started getting up at 5:30 again. I started, being excited. I started being driven, because some of the things I was doing, I was kind of the best at them. And I don't want to be the best at them, because then I'm not driven. And, with Michael, I mean, no matter what I do, the guy's just a beast. He's going to kick my butt. And I love that, because it drives me to do better and better, and it's made me better. And that's the whole point of Pruvit, is to be better. We all want to be better, better people, better father, better athlete, better teacher, whatever it is, we want to be better at it. And that's the whole mantra of what we're trying to do. And, a lot of education out there about, how to help people eat and how to do different things that have nothing to do with comp plans, have nothing to do with even getting paid. They're just good energy to send people, because, the product is incredible, but that's one part of it. We want to develop an entire culture where we're just giving people information to help them have a better life. So I don't want to ramble on, but it's been an incredible thing. I put everything else I was doing on hold. Actually, one of my other businesses kind of had a little resurgence during this, and I just kept saying no. I don't care. I care, and I'll support it, but I'm not focusing on that. No matter what, I don't care if I make $1 million. I'm not focusing on that. I love this. I'm sticking with this. I'm riding this till the end. And I am, and I ain't going nowhere. So if you guys ever need help, just reach out to me, Dave, Tony, whoever it is, just reach out to us because we're there to help, and I'm 1,000,000% committed to this. So
awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, Pete, before we let you off the hook, just because you're right there connected to the master distributors and the founders, can you go over a couple of the bullet points of why you want to be a VIP if you have the option to be a VIP between now and the end of the month? Can you go over some of those bullet points?
Absolutely. Well, I know Brian, and I know the organization, and I know that they're extremely loyal to early supporters and early pioneers, in a project like this. So, there'll be things for VIPs, whether it be special seating, whether it be a dinner at an event, whether it be it may be a special promotion or a leadership pool. They'll never forget the people that helped, put them on the map and get them started. So, and I've already talked to Michael and stuff about that. Right now, if you're a VIP, you get to be a distributor and everything for free. You get a 2.5 month supply, which is a good amount. The one thing we know is that people love this product, and we don't want people to run out. We want them to have enough so that they can meet their goal and actually have some extra ones to share with people that they care about. So, I'm always leery when people are like, oh, can I try 2 weeks worth or whatever? And I don't mind them trying 2 weeks. It's not about that. It's about, I know they're going to probably love it, and then, they're going to be in a situation where they're like, oh my God, I need more. And I don't want people to stop their goals because they have to reorder or wait a week or whatever. By the way, we're all caught up on every VIP's gone out, every single one, and now the rest of the stuff by Friday will all be out. What else? If you're a customer with us right now, anyway, you're not a distributor, so the same thing's going to happen. You're gonna love the product, feel really good. Your neighbor's going to ask you, and now you don't have the ability to refer them. You'd have to give that sale away or refer them to somebody else because you wouldn't be a distributor. So there's an incentive there, of course, and that's already happened where people even got samples and they're like, hey, my neighbor wants some too, and it's like, I told you, I don't want your sale. You should get the VIP. What else?
Don't we start out?
Go ahead.
Don't we start out on the with the new comp plan on phase 2? Don't we start out halfway up the comp plan?
Yes. In fact, I'm trying to hit the L7 hopefully at the end of this month, which is pretty far up there. And like Dave said, these guys are. All it is timing. Like what Michael Rutherford was doing a few weeks ago, I was like, oh my God, if I could ever do that. And like Dave said, I'm now doing that every day. And, now Dave's consistently getting X amount of sales, and Tony. So all it is just, these guys were in a couple weeks earlier. We can see the path they're laying out for us, and all we got to do is follow it, and just try to hang with them and do what they're doing. And, all of a sudden you'll look back and you'll have a big organization. I think I'm closing in on 300 people, maybe there already. And, I've only been doing this a few weeks, guys, and I'm not killing myself. I'm not harassing people. I'm not, on the phone all day or anything like that. Just doing a post or two, talking to a few people that are asking questions and then intelligently finding a few people every day that I want to talk to that I think would be great at this. So, if you just consistently do the work, you'll have a lot of fun, you'll help a lot of people, and you'll have a great income and a great business on your hands.
Well, Pete, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming out, and that's incredible. You have 300 people on your team, and so if you wouldn't mind sharing, who's your number one team? Is it, or how far is this group from being your number one?
I have this very handsome fella over in Arizona that is just kicking butt. Now, it's funny. I had my friend Lionel I think he was one of the first ones to join. So he was doing really good, and he still is. He's got a lady who's crushing it, Rita. And then my friends Jen and Mike, they got in, and then they were doing really good. But Dave has beaten everybody, to be honest with you. I think you might be almost double the biggest team. I'm going to look right now while we're talking, just out of curiosity. But yeah, Dave, that's why I always wanted to work with Dave, because he always attracts really great people. And I mean, everybody on your team is amazing. I mean, I met Derek and Shauna at the event. They were wonderful. I met some other people at the event, and I've obviously chatted with people on your team and stuff like that. Just great people. Let me look here. And guys, I think this is easily going to be $1 billion company. I really do. I think that the culture we're going to create is going to blow people's minds too. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Pete, I totally agree with you on that one. Because, when you see the growth of this company, what always amazes me is how fast, this is taking off. And normally, when a company starts, it's always the industry experts come in, and it's all those guys who are driving the growth. But really, the people who are driving the growth are people who have never been a part of the home business industry. They've never been a part of any kind of networking company, any direct sales company. They all came in because of the product, and they got fired up because of the potential they see that the product is creating, and they started running with it. And that's what's been amazing. That's what's amazed me is I've never seen this happen, and Dave's never seen this happen. And at this point, it's just kind of going, wow, we really are at the right time at the right place. So, Pete, while you're looking that up, and thank you very much for all of those kind words you shared in your story. Yeah. I really like that. Because this is great for everyone that is a part of our team to get to know, who are the people, who are the people that are their leaders, who are those people that are out there to help them, and we're all there to do that. And this week especially, because this is the week where really nothing is held back. We just all go for it, because this is like the Noah's Ark, the VIP. The door is closing on the VIP, and this is the time to be telling everyone, get in this boat. But one of the things that we do want to share with you, because I know we want to end this pretty quickly, is the process of bringing people on board. And this is the 3 points. I know you guys have been doing such an amazing job with this. It's just absolutely fantastic. And we were talking earlier about what is the streamlined process that we can get everybody on board with. Step 1, step 2, step 3. That's really going to help every single person get going. And one of the things that I would say, number 1, is always send people to the ketogenicproof.com website, and then send them an invite. We like to use the message prototype 2. I think that's what Dave and I like to use. Pete, you can tell us what message you like to use on the invite.
Same one.
Prototype
Same
2,
one.
yeah. And then the other thing I would send people to is the FAQ page. Because here's the thing, the more that we can rely on the tools, the more we can rely on things that are already answered for us, then that is where the process becomes so much more duplicatable. Because how people are introduced is how they're going to think that they need to do it. So if you're always relying on the websites and the FAQ, then that becomes like a super duplicatable process. And that's where it really helps. So I would send the ketoproof.com, the FAQ, and if they have more questions, the research link would be really good. But always when you're following up with someone, hey, if I sent you a video, what time today will you have this watched by? In the next 30 minutes, half hour, what time today are you going to have this watched by? And then really, let them know, hey, if you have any questions beyond what you've seen, I'll be sure to connect you with someone who can answer those questions. And at that point, that's when you follow up with them, ask them, hey, what did you like the most about this? Man, can you really see the potential here? Isn't this really awesome? Those are the kind of things that I would say. And then if they have more questions and you're not able to answer them through the FAQ, that's when you want to say, hey, you know what? Let me connect you with someone who can answer all those questions. Give me a second. And that's when you're going to reach out to one of us, either myself or to Dave, and we can end up answering those kind of questions that they have. But do your best to rely on the tools the most, because that's where people are we want people to see the tools as the most empowering aspect of everything that we're doing, the tools and the product samples. And then on top of that, the other thing is when you have somebody in your group, and Pete, Dave, I want you guys to chime on in here and tell me what you guys think. When you have somebody on the group and they get started, that's a great time to connect them with someone like myself or someone with Dave, so that we can welcome them, have them be a part. Because we always feel like it's really important to celebrate the new guy, the guy who's just coming on board, because they're the ones that took the step of faith, right? They're the ones that took the step of faith. They took the leap, and we want to be able to help you help them with that process that we just outlined, and get them to the point where we're welcoming they're already joined. Get them on a call with one of us. Let us get them fired up, and also set them down a path where they can go. Because most people, they just need to have that path to go on, and then you just let them roll. And that's what we want to end up doing, is helping those guys have that really quick onboarding process where they feel a part of the team. They feel the culture of who we are, because your culture will dictate what you do, and that will ultimately end up giving you what you want to have and what you aspire to have. So, Dave, Pete, I know we just got a few more minutes left on this call. What are your guys' closing thoughts on this one?
I'll go real quick. This is Dave. I would say, guys, knowing what I know about the timing is everything, and it really is everything with this. Pete and I have had some conversations over the last week where, he hasn't gotten to everyone he wanted to talk to about this, and there's been about 30 people, give or take, that have, already joined. And Pete's got such a big heart, and he has such a big vision, it doesn't even faze him. It's just like no big deal. But, guys, this thing is one of those deals, and I know you've heard this before, because I've heard this like a million times in 25 years that I've been doing this, but this will be one of those companies that you're going to run into some people at an event or on Keto 123 or one of the pages, and you're going to be like, oh, man, I didn't call Bob or didn't call Sally, and they're here. My message to you guys is really, really over the next, between now and the end, understand what it's worth, and go and make a minimum target of 5 people that you really are going to bring them in, and you're going to show them what we're really doing here, and it's going to benefit you so much. Pete tells me these stories that just blow my mind. He told me the story of a lady named Abigail, and she lives in the Midwest, and she brought in, I don't know, maybe 20 people, and the 20 people turned into over 1,000 people, like in a matter of a month. And that's unheard of in my world. That just doesn't happen unless it's based on some type of a hypey money game, but not a real business that has a real product that could, stand on its own. So that's my message, Tony and Pete. Pete, if you want to jump out and do some final words.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, just, it'll never be as easy as it is now. Nobody knows about this. The product's incredible. I mean, we have thousands of people that absolutely love this. We've got respected leaders from all over the world that have known about keto and profess keto and write books about keto and, have bodies that are, literally temples from keto. And the one thing that they all agreed upon at the event, and they did have differences. One didn't like the bulletproof coffee. Another one thought you should eat this or that. And, that's how it is. But the one thing they all agreed upon at the event is they can't believe that this product even exists. I mean, they're just blown away because it takes a lot of work for an athlete to get into ketosis. And, we're literally putting this in the hands of everybody in the world that wants to be in ketosis. We're giving them that ability now. And then it's up to them, how diligent they want to be, how great a results they want to have by the way they eat. But, we're giving them that head start every day, and then they just got to take the bull by the horns, depending on what their goals are. I think Rutherford's on with us if he wants to say a word or two, because he always inspires the heck out of me. Are you there,
What's
Mike?
happening, dude? Woohoo!
Wow, special guest. Right on, Michael. Come on out.
That's all I got.
Good morning, everybody. What's happening? Who else on the phone? I've been listening for a while. Tony, you're fired up. Pete, you're fired up.
Right. Tony, how are we looking on this call? I think we got pretty much our team of about 60 people on this call.
That's exciting. I'm with Dustin Schaefer. For those of you that don't know him, he's a former recon Marine, has been in and out of ketosis and training as a Marine, as a fitness instructor and health coach. The guy's just a beast, right? I met him in a hypnobirthing class, and then next thing you know, today, him and I are driving down the 805. Pete knows what that means. We're going to the, don't tell anybody, by the way, we're going to the San Diego Chargers practice facility, and we're interviewing to capture some video footage of their massage therapist who his job is to protect the muscles and the joints and the bodies of all of these players. They've got, I want to say, six or eight players that are testing and demoing Keto OS. So we're going to go meet him, interview him. And he goes, Michael, everybody talks about the weight loss benefits of this product, and it marginalizes Keto OS as an operating system for the human body. It's about human optimization and increasing the functionality and the output from the brain, the heart, the muscles, the entire human body, not freaking weight loss, dude. He goes, I get that you went from fat to skinny in 2 or 3 months. He's like, but that's not this product. That's one component to the product. And I'm like, preach it, brother. I'm listening. Talk to me. And he goes, we need to get together, and I want you to interview me. I'll tell you what it's doing for athletes, weekend warriors, pro players, tight ends, running backs. I'll tell you what it's doing in the weight room. I'll tell you what it's doing up on the massage table where we're working people's muscles and torn hamstrings and ripped up rotator cuffs. And that's what we're going to talk about, the inflammation reduction aspects of this product. I'm like, done, dude. When do you want to do it? He goes, I'll be done with practice at 10 a.m. Meet me in front of Chargers Park. Bring Dustin. I'm like, whoa! So, anyways, I know I'm rambling. But that's crazy, isn't it?
That's
so
awesome.
his whole wheelhouse is all about body work and, trainers, athletes, physically fit, like the highest upper echelon of human performance in the world. And that's his client base. So I'm like, let's go, dude. That's where we're headed right now. But I only tell you that because sometimes people get in sort of rabbit holes on our product, and it's only about weight loss, or it's only about cognition, or it's only about energy. But the cool part about it, if you've ever been fishing in your life, you got to have a tackle box full of worms, full of different size hooks, full of different size bobbers, different size weights, different fishing lines, different poles, different lures, different everything. Because you never know what's biting that day. You never know what's hungry that day. You might be fishing minnows, you might be fishing blue whales, you might be fishing alligators, you might be fishing who knows what. So in our world, we have a fishing box full of one product that can catch anything. And I'm making this example up on the fly, so hopefully it makes a teeniest little bit of sense. We can catch anything because as somebody that was almost 50 pounds overweight and awfully unhealthy, I've found a renewed sense of my physical life on our product. And I'm sitting next to a guy who's been in peak physical shape his whole life, college athlete, Marine, and health and fitness coach to hundreds of people around the country for years. So he's found a completely new sense of physical well-being and mental well-being and professional well-being with our product. We couldn't have been more different. So, guys, you have I've heard it referred to as a silver bullet, and I don't want to sound hokey or cheesy. I didn't make that up. What do you call it? A pharmacy consultant who consults pharmacists all over the United States, makes gobs of money as a professional, and consults large pharmaceutical and compounding specialists all over the country. She goes, Michael, what you got is a silver bullet, and it's not a drug. She goes, I'm in the drug business. I'm a legal drug dealer. And she goes, I've never seen anything that would do what this does that's not a drug, and you don't have to have a prescription for it. And, in fact, you can't even get it from a doctor or a store. You got to get it from your buddy down the street who happens to have an invite into the community. I'm like, dang, that sounds pretty hot. So just have fun. I haven't heard everything everybody said, but I imagine based on who I know spoke was good stuff. Just have fun, be authentic, be real, take advantage, and just recognize where you're at right now. You're going to wake up 30, 60, 90 days and go, man, I wish I'd have talked to more people about this. But I don't think you need to sell them. I think you just need to be authentic and be real and just kind of let people's natural ambitions inspire them to take action. Most people want to be healthier, want to be skinnier, want to have more energy, want to look better with the clothes off. They want to have more endurance. They want to be able to chase their kids and their grandkids. They want to be able to not be winded when they walk up the stairs. They want to make more money, have a better bank account. They want to be better in a lot of areas of their life. They just don't have anybody around them, leading them, inspiring them, encouraging them, and giving them an environment to be better in. And that's what this really is. It's a better product and a better environment and a better community. So have a blast. We're here if there's anything that we can do to help you. Other than that, I got to scram because we're pulling up right to the Chargers place right now. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Malin.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, Shauna. Can't wait to see you in Kansas City. Woo! Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Dave.
Thank
Thank
Mike.
you.
Awesome.
Luann and Caleb. See you guys.
See ya.
Awesome. Well, there you guys go. This has been an amazing call. The playback is going to be available as soon as this call is done. This is a great call to introduce people to because I think, between everyone here, we've shared just an amazing perspectives, and this is just going to be a lot of fun. So, hey, you guys, make it a great, incredible weekend. And also this week, remember, this is the last week before the VIP phase ends. Let's just rock it this week. I love working with every single one of you. All Pete and Dave, we all do. So let's just have a lot of fun this week. And let's just get fired up and go out there and share and help other people. All right, you guys? Talk to you guys later.
Let's rock, guys. Weekend was great at Pruvit. Get out there.
Thank you.